Yeah, obviously for us, coming off a huge weekend sweep of BC, never easy. I thought, overall we had a pretty good weekend. Played really well Friday night. Saturday, BC pushed pretty hard towards the end of the game, and I thought Drew Camiso, had one of his best weekends. He really helped us win that game on Saturday. I thought our D got started getting a little tired on Saturday just from all the minutes they played. But we hung in there and found a way to get the sweep. So huge weekend for us. And now, obviously, this weekend only playing one game before the Bean Pot. Heading up to Maine, it's an important weekend for us, important game. So we got to make sure we're ready for Friday.
We'll start with Bell.
Coach, you guys got the sweep against Maine last time, but post-game you kind of said you weren't fully happy with your team's performance. So what are you hoping you guys change against the same team this week?
I hope we play a more consistent game. I thought there were pockets of that weekend we played really well, and I thought there were pockets we just got away from their game. So I think for us, going on the road, hopefully we just have the mindset that we're going to play a simple, direct type of game, not try to do too much. I think that has to be our mindset. They played very well up there, Maine, and we swept Providence last weekend. So we know it's going to be a tough test. It always is. It's always a great environment up there to play in, but we certainly have to make sure we're just keeping it simple and play a really strong road game.
Rich, go ahead.
I just kind of following what Bell asked. I mean, you play a different Black Bears team when you play them in Alfond Arena. I mean, is that one of the real snake bits of Hockey East?
It's a tough place to play. Number one, it's a tight building. The fans are right on top of you. It just seems, for whatever reason, the ice surface seems a little bit smaller. So things happen really quickly there. So you have to be ready for that. And we went up there last year and played decent on the first night and got absolutely killed the second night. So we got to make sure we're ready right from the start. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough atmosphere. And I think for the most part, our guys have responded to that this year. So I expect us to be ready.
Rick, go ahead.
Coach, a couple interesting metrics. First, your team's record in games where you led after two periods, perfect 15-0. Second, BU is one of only two Division I schools that have yet to lose back-to-back games. What does that say about the effort for consistency and thoroughness?
Yeah, I think it's a credit to our guys, our leadership group. Certainly when we have the lead, we want to keep the lead, and our guys have been pretty determined to do that. And that's the time where that's when you want to make sure you're doing things and the details are really good. And our guys have taken ownership of that, and they talk about it a lot. It doesn't always come from the coaches. We hear the guys, whether it's between periods or on the bench, saying the right things, and then not only saying the right things, but trying to do the right things. And that's what we talk about, playing winning hockey, and our guys have done that. And so our guys have been consistent, and like we talked about, without losing back to back, it's more about having a response if you do have a bad game. And our guys, again, have done a great job with that.
Michael, go ahead.
Going off of the consistency thing that you mentioned, you have said in the past that you want to see a stronger start to your weeks. You had a couple of Friday games that maybe didn't go your way, but you guys won 4 in a row Friday games. Like, what has changed, whether it's the message or the way that you guys practice, looking at starting off the week with a win?
I don't think anything has changed from a practice standpoint or preparation standpoint. I think what has changed is, I thought early in the season, some of those games that we lost on Fridays, I actually thought we had decent starts to the game. I just thought maybe we didn't get a goal early, and then we started getting away from our game. We started pressing and not playing, the way we want to play. I think that was more of the problem than the actual just a start. I thought it was more just starting well and then getting away from it, not playing our game. I thought that was a big reason why, we didn't play well in those games.
Bell, go ahead.
Coach, the power play struggled a bit this weekend. How are you guys kind of focusing to get it back on track, especially ahead of the Bean Pot?
Yeah, well, it wasn't great. It certainly doesn't help when you take two penalties about 5 seconds into power plays. I mean, that kills you. So that's something we got to have better discipline there. Number one. But I just, for whatever reason, it didn't go as well. But we never really got into a rhythm. I didn't think in either game on the power play. So we just have to get back to that. We have to make sure we're all on the same page. It just didn't seem, for whatever reason, we were all on the same page on certainly Saturday night on the first power play. We were a little out of sorts. So that's something we're working on again this week. Hopefully we'll be ready for Friday.
Rick, go ahead.
Coach, at this point of the season, is it a concern that that sixth spot on defense still appears to be unsettled? Five guys playing the majority of the minutes, all those extra minutes be an issue as you get closer to tournament time. And of course, will we have Dom back?
Yeah, well, Dom didn't play obviously Friday or Saturday, so yeah, the Webbers, the McCarthys, Hudson, Gallagher, their minutes got up higher than they typically would. But I think for the most part, we've done a pretty good job of managing even though we're relying on five heavily, we've done a pretty good job managing their minutes over the course of the season. Yeah, the sixth spot, is it solidified? I don't know, maybe not yet, but I thought Copeland had a really good weekend versus BC. I think our guys are actually training to play those minutes. They've done a good job of it. So to me, it's not a concern.
Rich, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, Matt Brown has 23 helpers this season. What makes him such a good playmaker, setting guys up?
I think he uses his speed very well to back defenders off. That allows him time, whether he's turning up, looking for like later players coming in, finding the slot. I think he's done a really good job with that. But I think because of his speed, he backs the defenders off. It gives him time and space to make a play.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Bell, go ahead.
Dom said that he might be back for Beanpot. Do you expect him to rest this weekend to prepare for that, or would he might return?
I don't think Dom ever rests, to be honest with you. No, he's been practicing. He had a really good practice yesterday and today, so he's day by day. I feel if he's ready for Friday, I think he'll probably play Friday. Dom's gonna determine that. If he's good to go and cleared to go medically and feels good, I don't see any reason for him not to play Friday.